You're welcome,
For
I
what?
guess. Because I'm your nuclear deterrent. It's working. We're safe. America is secure. You want my property? You can't have it. But I did you a big favor. I have successfully privatized world peace.
What's up, guys? Your boy Benny. There's no reason in feeling sorry for people on the left, but I gotta tell you, having been lied to for so long by the media that you trust has got to suck. The media said that Donald Trump would never be president again, that he'd be in jail at this time. They didn't tell you what we've been saying on the show all along, which was that it was going to be a Trump landslide. He'd win 7 out of 7 swing states, and that he'd win the electoral college, and that he'd win the popular vote. We were made fun of for so long for bringing those ideas to the forefront. And now, ladies and gentlemen, look at this. Would you look at this? Reality is the undefeated champion. Don't fight reality. This is reality right here. That President Trump is one of the most popular presidents in American history. There's something else that they lied to you about, lib. That Donald Trump would start World War III. In fact, Donald Trump was president for 4 years. Guess what happened? Some of the best things ever from a geopolitical conflict standpoint. People made fun of Trump for this photo. This line right here is the separation between two countries that are at war, North Korea, South Korea. This parallel is a place that has never been trod upon by an American president, of course, because we are currently at war with North Korea. Do you know this? North Korea and South Korea, they fought a war. It was a war between communism and capitalism, effectively, Western powers and Eastern powers. And the way that it worked was that there was never a peace agreement signed. There was a DMZ, a demarcation zone, that split up the two nations. And so people would stop killing each other in that zone, and the two nations would go their separate ways. But nobody ever signed peace. So these are two leaders of two nations, Kim Jong-un and Donald Trump, that are actively at war with each other. Look at this. This is how two leaders at war with each other are engaging. This is wonderful. Donald Trump, of course, steps into North Korea upon Kim Jong-un's invitation, and they have a nice little time. Haven't heard anything from Kim Jong-un, right? Like in the Biden regime, or any of these other leaders, as the entire globe goes to hell in a handbasket. Donald Trump started 0 new wars. There have been at least 3 new wars started under Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, whoever the hell's in charge, Barack Obama, actually. But something magical happened after Donald Trump's election victory this week. Countries that are at war and are bombing each other and killing each other and slaughtering each other. Call me a little rose. Call me a hippie. I don't care what you call me. Dude, I don't want the youth of the globe to be sent into meat grinders. I hate it that an entire generation of young men and women have been slaughtered in Ukraine. I hate that. I hate that young Russians are losing their lives and Israelis are losing their lives and people in Palestine. I hate it. I don't want war. I've made that very clear. War is expensive. War typically only benefits demonic elites that oftentimes are profiting on both sides of the slaughter. It hurts only the working class and cannon fodder, which is you and I are. So I'm telling you, I don't want war, and I don't want young people to die anywhere around the country, around the world, certainly, of course, in this country. And Joe Biden is dragging us into war. But now, upon the election of Donald Trump, peace is breaking out already. Donald Trump has like 2 months, 3 months really, before he's the president sworn in. He's president-elect right now, but look at this. Houthis say Trump can improve the U.S. economy, ending war in Gaza, promise to de-escalate their assaults on the globe, calling for a ceasefire, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, wow. This is an Iran-backed militia group. Hamas calls for immediate end to war after Trump election win. Wow, would you look at that? Senior Hamas official has called for an immediate end to Israel's war against the group in Gaza Strip, plan to achieve Palestinian statehood, and calling for peace. The election of Trump as 47th president of the United States is a private matter for Americans, says a Hamas bureau chief, but Palestinians look forward to an immediate cessation of aggression and peace in Gaza. Oh, wow. Would you look at that? Donald Trump Jr. It took about 12 hours for my father's election for Hamas to call for peace. He isn't even president yet. Donald Trump is going to be calling Vladimir Putin. Donald Trump has expressed that he wants there to be no more death and that he wants world peace in the Ukraine war. For a quick deal, an end to the war, Donald Trump will seek a swift end to the war, Vladimir Putin, in a phone call. Apparently, Donald Trump will make a phone call to Putin as quickly as possible. Tell the Russian president he needs to stop the war. Now, the Kremlin has probably been paying very close attention to this, as Donald Trump has regularly said, including in this famous interaction on CNN, that he just doesn't want any more war.
Can I just follow up on that? You said you don't think in terms of winning and losing. Mr. President, can I just follow up on that, because that's a really important statement that you just made there. Can you say if you want Ukraine or Russia to win this war?
I want everybody to stop dying. They're dying. Russians and Ukrainians. I want them to stop dying. And I'll have that done. I'll have that done in 24 hours. I'll have it done. You need the power of the presidency to do it.
But you won't say that you want Ukraine to win. You
know what I'll say? I'll say this. I want Europe to put up more money.
Look at this. Donald Trump has been elected president for 2 days. President-elect. Steve Madden is halting all manufacturing in China. Hamas has called for an end to the war in the Middle East. Iran-backed Houthis have announced a ceasefire. And Putin says he's willing to work towards world peace. Look at that. President Putin says he takes Donald Trump's plan to end the war in Ukraine very seriously. And Russia supports it. Houthi spokesperson, our operations on international waters were defensive, and we announce a ceasefire. Hamas calls for ceasefire. Steve Madden's earnings call Steve Madden, because of the tariffs, will now move their manufacturing to America. Less than 24 hours, Trump ended the Israel-Hamas war, got Putin to discuss peace negotiations, made liberal women go on a sex strike, got Kamala Harris to give a coherent speech, and Bitcoin at new all-time highs. Stock market is roaring. Great start. This is something that's happening. Women are, some of the worst women on earth are saying they're not going to have sex anymore. And, man, I mean, listen. Your choice, right? But can't say I disagree with it.
Trump is president, and I think all women should stop having sex for the next 4 years. In protest and protection of your bodies. As we know, if that little baby inside you gives you any trouble and you need an emergency health care.
I personally think that if all of these men are voting to take our rights away, they don't deserve to touch a woman for the next 4 years. So, hope you thought that through, you guys.
Yeah, we have thought it through. You're too. So, won't be a problem. We agree. That your terms are agreeable. Too.
I have to say is good luck getting laid. Especially in Florida, because me and my girlies are participating in the 4B movement. That's my next plan, and I'm dead serious.
Okay. Yeah. Got to tell you, there's a college right around. There's a college right here in Tampa, next to the studio, and all the women there are Trump supporters. And I think it's actually probably the opposite for white dudes for Harris. I think they'd be the ones having the problem. Now that Trump is president and can watch how the war in Russia and Ukraine, Middle East suddenly stop. It's actually been a terrible 4 years, not just for America, but globally. There will be peace and prosperity again. That's right. Just like that, the entire world wants peace. What does that tell you? Less than 24 hours, Trump's presidential win. Hamas is saying they want peace with Israel. This is what peace through strength looks like. 36 hours after the polls close, Hamas calls for peace, Houthi to ceasefire. Putin says he wants to work with Trump to end the war. The entire world wanted Trump back in the White House because he leads with common sense, respect, reasonableness, and people can trust him. That's right. That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, Trump's been saying this for a very long time. One more here from Jake Paul. 48 hours and not even in office. Call with Putin to end the Russian war, ceasefire in Iran, Hamas, immediate end of the war, China hopes for peaceful coexistence with America, and Kamala Harris, 4 years as VP. Nothing? Nothing? Yeah, nothing. Just a reminder that libs, when faced with the opportunity to get world peace, behave like this.
I believe Trump's actually going to win this thing. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm so pissed off. God.
Sorry. No! Why?
Okay, so since Trump won the election, we're cooked. Yup. I'm going to be leaving the U.S. and I'm going to be moving to Hawaii. So we'll see how it goes.
Libs are literally cutting their hair. Women are cutting their hair off. Shaving their heads because of world peace. This is how mentally ill. This is why. Reopen the asylums, please. Shaving your head because of world peace. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a embarrassment, obviously, for this movement. Kind of shows you exactly who are the adults in the room. Who are the ones that actually want a better world for us, and who wants just power. Seething, raging, vicious power. And ain't us. We actually want world peace, in fact. We're just going to use power to get it. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Benny. Donald Trump brought world peace 36 hours in. It's going to be a glorious 4 years. The golden age of America starts.